Life Lessons at 45. Hi! Welcome to my channel, Teacher Timmy Talks. They say life begins at 40. But at 45, life doesn't just begin. It becomes beautifully clear. Today, I want to share the raw, honest, and beautiful life lessons I've gathered across all the roles I wear. You may grab a cup of coffee and let's talk about life, love, and purpose. The core lessons. Out of 45 lessons, I want to share the 6 pillars of 45. Pillar number 1, as a mother. When our children are small, we manage their every move. At 45, parenting shifts from controlling their path to guiding their hearts. It's about learning to listen more than we lecture. 1. Our children don't need perfect mothers. They need a safe harbor. Show them your imperfections so they know it's okay to have their own. Minsan kasi, may mga katulad akong nanay na gustong ipakita sa mga anak na palagi silang malakas at gagawin nila lahat para sa mga anak. At nakakalimutan nila na lumalaki yung mga anak nila. At kailangan natin silang bitawan at hayaang magdesisyon para sa kanilang mga sarili. Kung magkamali man, huwag natin silang sumbatan. Bagkus, gabayan natin sila para matuto sa pagkakamali. Huwag din nating hayaang tayo lahat ang gagawa para sa kanila hanggang tumanda na sila na darating sa point na totally dependent na sila sa atin. You make it a point na sila ang priority natin kahit may work tayo. At huwag nating disiplinahin sa pananakit. Pero huwag ding sobrang bigay lahat ang luho. Tandaan, ang mga anak ay pahiram ng Diyos sa atin. Huwag nating angkinin at hayaan natin silang may sariling buhay. Bumuo ng sariling buhay paglaki nila. Pillar number 2, as a wife. Marriage at this stage moves past the dramatic storms of youth into a deeper, steadier rhythm. It is built on shared silence, mutual respect, and choosing each other every single day. Love at this stage isn't just about butterflies. It's also about the comfort of knowing someone holds your hand through the long rides of life. At 45, hindi na kayo dapat lovers lang. Dapat best friends na kayo. Malalim na yung communication na kahit tingnan nyo lang yung isa't isa, gets nyo na agad ang ibig sabihin. Dapat nakapag-develop na kayo ng hobbies nyo together at hindi na nakadepende sa tropa o barkada ang kasiyahan. I know, meron sa atin yung mga before nag-asawa, masyadong naglalaan ng time para sa mga barkada. But at this stage, at 45, kami ng husband ko, we've been married for 24 years. Parang hindi na siguro dapat na bigyan mo ng mas pansin or mas atensyon ang friends kesa your spouse. Right? Dapat mas pinipili mong kasama yung asawa mo sa mga lakad mo kesa sa mga ibang tao. Dapat, aside sa mga anak, asawa din ang priority. Otherwise, family nga, right? So, husband or wife, then kids. That's your immediate family. And wala nang iba. At sila dapat yung priority. Walang single advice to keep a marriage steady or strong. Kasi madami tayong pinagdadaanan na magpapatibay sa partnership or teamwork ninyong mag-asawa. Of course, together with your children. At kailangan ninyong, kayong dalawa, ang magkakampi. Whatever happens. Just like in your marriage vows, for better or worse, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. Sa huli, ang pinakamahalagang natutunan ko sa marriage ay kahit hindi mo siya gusto araw-araw, kahit pa may tampuhan o worse, away kayo, piliin nyo pa rin ang isa't isa. At tandaan na anuman yan, malalampasan nyo din. Pillar number 3. As a friend, you no longer have the energy for superficial circles of unnecessary drama. You learn to appreciate the few who stay, who pray for you, and who celebrate your wins without envy. At 45, a smaller table with deeper conversations is a million times better than a crowded room where you feel alone. Sa panahong ito ng buhay ko, hindi ko na kailangan ng validation ng iba or no need for me to impress anybody, lalo lang to please anyone. Doon na lang ako sa mga tanggap ako at yung totoo sa akin. Ayoko sa mga pakitang tao. Mas okay yung kokonti ang kaibigan ko kesa yung tinatraidor ako pag nakatalikod ako. At mas okay na rin yung konting kaibigan na laging andyan. Hindi yung hindi mo naman maaasahan pero andyan lang siya kapag siya ang may kailangan. Mas okay ang kaibigan na konti, na kahit hindi kayo nagkikita o nag-uusap palagi, pero sure ka na nandyan lang siya kahit anong mangyari. And ako, sa 45 years of life ko, napatunayan ko na yan ng so many times. I have a lot of circles of friends. And I would say na itong 45 years of life ko, incomparable ang college friends ko. So to all my friends, walang no harm intended. I hope walang ma-offend. Pero para sa akin, ang pinaka-precious pa din na friends ko ay college friends. Those na yung circle ng writers ng TLC, I love my TLC family. Up until now, nagkikita-kita pa rin kami. Hindi kami yung palaging nagbaband, hindi kami yung palaging magkakachat, hindi kami yung palaging nagbabalitaan. Pero pag nagsama-sama kami, pag may time, solid ang quality time. And alam mo yun yung parang walang grudge, walang anything na negative or bad na iniisip mo sa isa't isa. Yung kahit nga mag-post ka ng something na very, very personal, makikiramay sila, mag-chat sila, pero not to ask or to dig. Ano ba nangyari? Makichismis level. No, they are not like that. I hope you're okay. I read your post. I hope you're okay. Praying for you, yung mga ganon. So bahala ka na kung mag-open up ka o hindi. Because for them, they respect boundaries. They respect if ayaw mong sabihin. They respect your privacy. Ganon. And yung second circle ko na mahalaga sa akin is yung college friends pa din. Doon naman sa edu department. Yan, mga best friends ko na mga teachers. O yung isa hindi nakapagturo, pero still, syempre, graduate pa rin as a teacher. And yun, na kahit saan, like, sina mama, pag nakita nila, yung kilala na namin kahit yung families ng isa't isa, na if they see my parents, nagbe-bless sila. If I see their parents or mga kamag-anak nila, I say hi to them. Ganon kalalim yung friendship. Beyond names, beyond yung chismis na tip of the iceberg lang na nakikita sa'yo, diba? Especially sa SOCMED. Mas malalim. Pillar number 4. As a colleague. Success is no longer just about personal ambition or proving your worth. It becomes about mentorship, collaboration, and building a peaceful, supportive, professional environment. Your legacy at work won't be the titles you held, but how you made your co-workers feel and the younger professionals you helped through your guidance. Tandaan, ang trabaho o posisyon mo ay temporary lang. Mas mahalaga ang makisama at maging patas sa lahat at huwag sumali sa mga chismisan at siraan sa opisina dahil lahat ng yan lilipas din. And ako, ang mindset ko talaga ever since nagtatrabaho ako. And I've been working for 20 years now. Yeah. 20 past years now in different institutions. This is the third institution or school na I'm working. And I would say the best thing you should keep in mind at workplace is that hindi mo yun bahay. Hindi mo yun pagmamay-ari. So, isipin natin na whatever issues or problems or whatever bothering you na concern, leave it sa workplace. Pag uwi mo ng bahay, you are a mother, you are a wife. And paglabas mo ng school, you are a friend to someone else there outside. And you are no longer yung dragging, inuuwi mo sa bahay, nilalabas mo yung mga issues sa workplace. Because I know for a fact that workplace, sorry, no offense, especially here in the Philippines, hindi talaga siya maganda yung working environment. So, I suggest, be a good actress, live sa workplace, whatever bothers you sa workplace. At sa mga kasamahan naman sa workplace, sana let's spread kindness to everybody because hindi mo alam ang pinagdadaanan ng mga kasamahan mo sa work. Let us not spread chismisan, siraan, crab mentality, sipsipan, or paunahan, competition. Healthy competition at work is okay, but not to the point na sirain mo yung kasamahan mo just to get ahead, 'di ba, sa positions or promotions. Huwag tayong masyadong conscious sa promotion. Kasi lahat naman tayo, ano man yung position natin, iiwan din natin yung workplace natin. Darating ang panahon, someone younger, someone smarter, someone stronger, someone better than you will replace you in that position. So, there's no forever sa workplace. Huwag kang masyadong committed sa workplace mo. Yung sakto lang, 'di ba? Just work. Ganun lang siya. And pag uuwi. Iwan mo na lang yung work sa workplace. Mas magandang isipin na pag alis mo, masasayang alaala ang dala mo kesa puro bitterness at sakit sa ulo o reklamo. Pillar number 5. As a daughter to aging parents. It is a bittersweet season. As we grow into our full strength, we watch our anchors grow fragile. This role demands patience, presence, and a deep gratitude for the time we have left. Loving aging parents means honoring their past, enduring their slowdowns, and reminding them that they are still deeply needed and loved. Andito ako sa phase na ito ng buhay ko ngayon na nag-aalala sa magulang dahil sa kanilang katandaan. Alalahanin sa sandaling panahon na lang sila makikita at makakasama. Pero, ang mahalaga, nagagampanan ko pa din ang aking tungkulin bilang isang anak. Nandyan pa rin naman ako para sa kanila, pero syempre, kahit madami ka pang plano o gustong gawin at ipa-experience sa mga aging na parents mo, darating talaga sa point na hindi na nila kaya. Basta ang tandaan mo, be there for your parents during their old age. Kasi, mas dyan ka nila kailangan. And I remember my friend whose mother just passed away last year. He told me, he gave me this advice. Actually, this is also a college friend who is now a co-teacher. Sabi ko sa kanya, I was asking about, yun nga, yung passing ng mother. And ang best advice niya sa akin was, spend time with your parents and at least do something to make them happy. Because pag wala na sila, magkakaroon ka ng regrets kapag hindi mo napagbigyan yung mga small things na gusto nila. And sa point na to, when I asked my mom, because she's critically ill, "Ma, anong gusto mo?" She would tell me, "Wala, pagod na ako, gusto ko lang magpahinga." So siguro nga, if there's one thing about it, kasi looking back sa past, I worked abroad for 10 years. Siguro kung nakauwi kami ng mas maaga, mas na-establish namin yung buhay namin sa Pilipinas earlier, Siguro mas bata pa si mama nun. Nailabas-labas ko pa siya, naipasyal-pasyal ko pa. Although, it's her personality talaga na hindi palalabas. Homebody talaga siya. So, yun na lang. Dalaw-dalaw sa kanya, yung mga pagkain na gusto niya, yung mga small things na nire-request niya, yan. Pagbigyan nyo kung ano. Even yung tawag, phone call, yan. Basta may load. Kulang na lang araw-araw kami nag-uusap ni mama. Just to say hi, good morning, anong ginagawa mo, kumusta ka na, kumain ka na ba, kung may meds, nag-meds ka na ba, yung mga ganon. So, sa mga anak na katulad ko, millennials out there, it's not yet too late to talk to your parents in case may mga disagreements in the past, may tampuhan, nag-away, hindi nagkasundo, hindi nag-imikan for the longest time. Siguro it's high time kasi tumatanda tayo, mas lalo sila tumatanda. So gawa natin ng paraan, tayo ang anak, tayo ang magpakumbaba at tayo ang mag-sorry at mag-patch up. Pillar number 6. As a teacher to my students, education is entirely values-driven. Students might forget a specific textbook definition, but they will never forget how a teacher made them feel valued, seen, and capable. We are not just molding minds for exams. We are shaping characters for the future. As teachers, use real-life stories to show them that mistakes are just lessons in disguise. Tandaan na lahat naman ng tao nagkakamali. Huwag nating i-condemn yung mga estudyante natin na ang daming mali palagi. Kasi nobody is perfect. Kaya andun ka na teacher to guide para makuha nila yung tama at maiayos nila yung mga mali. But we are not there to correct them all the time. We are just there to guide them and act as second parents para mailabas nila yung potential nila through positive reinforcements, praises, yung mga ganon. And para din sa mga anak natin, wag masyadong mahigpit sa disiplina, but wag naman masyadong pabaya at baka naman sila'y mapariwara. Yung tamang higpit lang dahil tamang timpla ng turo, pakikisama, may seryoso, at nakakatawang discussions or activities, pero mas mahalaga, may value na natututunan. Gabayan natin sila patungo sa mabuti at magandang direksyon sa buhay. Yung mararating nila yung ambisyon at goals nila at pag nakikita ka, kapag nakikita ko yung mga products, yung mga estudyante ko, lalo na yung mga naging estudyante ko sa USL, na ngayon graduates na. Some of them are lawyers, some of them are doctors. When I see them, I feel so proud. And when they come to me and approach me and say, "Ma'am, teacher kita noon, ma'am, advisor kita noon." It's like recently, I attended a wedding. Yung videographer, estudyante ko, advisory class ko, lumapit siya kasi I wouldn't recognize you anymore. So, shout out sa mga naging estudyante ko na mga professionals na ngayon. Si Teacher Timmy, medyo malabo, hindi lang medyo, malabo na ang mata. So, when you come across me sa mall, wherever outside, you see me anywhere, you approach me, mag-hi, ganon. And yun ang happiness ng teachers, fulfillment ng teachers. Kasi, pag bumalik sa'yo yung tinuruan mo, at kilala ka pa niya, isa lang ibig sabihin nun, may naituro kang maganda sa kanya. You've been a part of that molding, especially pag naging successful siya, 'di ba? And nakaka-proud 'yun sa teachers. Iisipin mo na, "Hay, may nagawa din pala akong tama," 'di ba? So the ultimate foundation as a Christian, or for me as a Catholic, surrender trust. At 45, I realized that I cannot control everything, and that is perfectly okay because God is in control. Faith shifts from asking God to fix your problems, but to trusting Him and His plan completely. Midlife teaches you that God's delays are not His denials, and His peace is the greatest wealth you can ever possess. Di ba nga, bago pa natin sabihin sa Diyos kung ano yung dasal at gusto natin, alam na niya ang pangangailangan natin. Through these 45 years, I have trusted God's plan and perfect timing. I believe kung hindi ko nakuha ang pinagdadasal ko, may ibang mas magandang plano si God para sa akin. I have learned patience and God has humbled me in so many ways I can't even imagine I survived. Naniniwala talaga ako na with God, nothing is impossible. And I remember writing that in Islam books when I was in high school. Favorite quote, ganyan, motto in life. With God, nothing is impossible. Yun palagi. And until now, yun pa rin. Basta tiwala, samahan ng dasal, at syempre, ng mabuting gawa. Reaching 45 is a beautiful vantage point where you can look back with gratitude and look forward with unshakable hope. Insecurities fade when we share our journeys. So whether you are 25, 45, or 65, which of these roles I just mentioned resonates with you the most right now? Please drop those thoughts in the comments below. I want to read your stories and reply to them personally. And malay natin, iko-content ko yan sa next vlog. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button to keep you updated. And this is Teacher Timmy saying, happiness is a choice. Always choose to be happy. Bye everyone. It's my birthday in 2 days. Drop your happy birthday comments below. Bye!